poor waitress says, "Sir, my mom has the same ring." Seconds later, the billionaire collapses. The little diner on the corner was almost empty that rainy afternoon. Anna, a 23-year-old waitress working double shifts to support her sick mother, was clearing tables when a sharply dressed man walked in. His presence was impossible to ignore. An aura of money and power clung to him like a second skin. Everyone whispered, "That's Victor Harrington, the billionaire." He sat alone in the corner booth, scrolling through his phone with the kind of intensity that suggested deals worth millions were being struck in silence. Anna, nervous but professional, walked over with her pad and forced a smile. "Coffee, black. No sugar," he ordered without looking up as she poured the coffee. Her eyes caught the glint of something familiar, an antique silver ring on his right hand, etched with a pattern of vines and roses. Her chest tightened. She had seen that exact ring on her mother's finger since childhood. Without thinking, she whispered, "Sir, my mom has the same ring." For the first time, Harrington's gaze snapped up. His face drained of color. His hand trembled around the cup. "What did you say?" His voice cracked raw, unlike the controlled tone of a man used to commanding boardrooms. Anna hesitated, confused. "The ring. My mom has one just like it." In that instant, Victor Harrington clutched his chest. The cup shattered on the floor. He collapsed against the booth, gasping for air. Panic erupted in the diner. People shouted for help. Someone dialed 911, and Anna dropped to her knees beside him. She pressed her hand against his shoulder, fear and confusion battling in her mind. Before losing consciousness, his lips moved close to her ear. "Her name, what's her name?" "Margaret," Anna said, voice shaking. The billionaire's eyes widened. A single tear rolled down his cheek before everything went black. When the paramedics arrived, they rushed him out on a stretcher, but not before one of his assistants hurried over to Anna, demanding answers. "Why did he react to you? What did you say to him?" Anna's hands trembled as she repeated the words. "I just told him my mom has the same ring." The assistant's face went pale. He whispered, almost to himself, "That ring belonged to the woman he lost 40 years ago. The only woman he ever loved." Anna froze. The world around her spun. Could her struggling, single mother, the woman who raised her in poverty, be the very person this billionaire had spent a lifetime searching for? And more importantly, why did fate choose this rainy afternoon for their worlds to collide? Anna James had learned to live with very little. She worked double shifts at a small diner on the outskirts of the city, scraping together just enough to cover rent and her mother's mounting medical bills. Her life was small, quiet, and exhausting, but she endured because her mother, Margaret, was her world. One stormy afternoon, the diner was nearly empty when a black car pulled up outside. From it stepped a man everyone recognized. Victor Harrington, the billionaire investor who graced magazine covers and dominated the business world. Customers whispered his name, their phones snapping pictures. But Victor walked in with an air of cold detachment. He sat in a corner booth, phone in hand, exuding the confidence of a man who owned everything he touched. Anna tried not to stare. She approached nervously, pad in hand. "Coffee, black. No sugar," he said, eyes fixed on his phone. She nodded, poured his drink, and set it down. That's when she noticed Eton Antique's silver ring, engraved with roses and vines. Her heart jolted. She had seen that exact ring all her life on her mother's finger. Without thinking, she blurted, "Sir, my mom has the same ring." Victor's head snapped up. For the first time, their eyes met. His face drained of all color, his hands trembling as he clutched the mug. "What did you just say?" he whispered, voice cracking. "The ring," Anna stammered, confused. "It's the same as my mother's." Victor's chest heaved. His hand went to his heart. Then suddenly, he collapsed sideways in the booth. The mug crashed to the floor, shattering. Chaos erupted. Customers shouted. Someone called 911. Anna rushed to his side, her hands shaking as she tried to help. Victor's lips moved weakly. She leaned close. "What's her name?" he gasped. "Margaret," Anna whispered. His eyes widened, filling with tears. A strangled sob escaped his throat. Then everything went black. Victor was rushed to the hospital, leaving Anna shaken and confused. The next day, to her shock, one of Victor's personal assistants appeared at the diner. "You need to come with me," the man said urgently. Anna hesitated, but followed. At the hospital, Victor was recovering, pale but conscious. When Anna entered his room, his gaze locked onto her with a mixture of awe and devastation. "You said your mother's name is Margaret James?" he asked, his voice low and trembling. "Yes, that's my mom," Anna replied. Victor's hands shook. "That ring you mentioned, it's not just a ring. It's a pair. I gave the first one to Margaret 40 years ago. She was the only woman I ever loved." Anna's breath caught. "You knew my mother." Victor closed his eyes, fighting emotion. "We met in college. We were inseparable, but then I made mistakes. I chased money, ambition, power. Her family didn't approve of me, and by the time I tried to make things right, she was gone. I thought I lost her forever." Anna's heart pounded. "So you're saying—" He swallowed hard, his eyes glistening. "Anna, I believe I'm your father." At first, Anna refused to believe it. Her whole life, it had just been her and her mom. Her mother never spoke about her father, only saying he wasn't part of the picture. But the DNA test came back undeniable. Victor Harrington was Anna's biological father. The revelation sent shockwaves through both of their lives. The billionaire who had everything now realized he had missed decades of his daughter's life, and Anna, the poor waitress who had nothing, suddenly had a father who was one of the wealthiest men in the country. When Anna told her mother, Margaret broke down in tears. "I never wanted to keep you from him," she confessed. "But his world was dangerous. I didn't want you growing up around that kind of power, greed, and enemies. I thought keeping you away was protecting you." Victor, humbled, visited Margaret himself. The reunion was emotional, two souls, bound by love, torn apart by time. For Anna, everything changed. She wasn't just the poor waitress scraping tips anymore. She was the daughter of a billionaire. But more than money, she had discovered something far more valuable: the truth about her family, and a father who was desperate to make up for lost time. And it had all started with one innocent remark. "Sir, my mom has the same ring."